Take you to Newzroom Afrika's Ziyanda Ngcobo, who is standing by with the Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. Good afternoon, Ziyanda.
Good afternoon, Dudu. Certainly a complex matter that is being argued here in court today. Ultimately, it's a numbers game, and how much does our electoral system represent not only those independent candidates, but of course the voice of the electorate. As you've been unpacking with your guests in studio, the issue is the 200 to 200 seats, one for compensatory seats and one for regional seats. Is that enough to represent independent candidates? But also this overhang, which is basically talking about excess vote. Let's bring in the Home Affairs Minister, because, Minister, your argument is quite simple, really. There was enough consultation that was done with the public. Parliament also passed this. There was no contestation. And basically you're saying that just because it makes it harder for independent candidates to contest, it doesn't make it unconstitutional.
Well, I don't know where the story of making it harder for independent candidates. You know, this is one bill that has been criticized wildly, even before it was passed. And I used to listen to the criticisms, and I discovered that some of the people did not even read it, because the things they were saying were not in the bill or in the act, but they kept on rehashing them until they sort of become believed. I was hoping that you people in the media will ask the relevant questions, but you were not, unfortunately, I must say that. But today the judges are asking. They are actually sifting between fact and fiction, because some of the things that have been said are really fiction. At one stage in one of your TV stations, I don't want to mention which, I had a very, very senior person saying something that is not in the bill. I thought it was my duty, maybe my constitutional duty. I phoned thereafter. I said, but sir, the things you are saying there and on such a big platform, they do not exist in the act. Where do you get them? We haven't passed an act that is saying things like those. Those are just emotional things. So that is going to be more difficult for independents. Like now, I hope the lawyer of the IEC clarifies it. There is an argument here that independents will need more votes to win one seat. I don't know where that comes from. Our lawyer, Advocate Steve Badlender, made it very clear. He said we are not giving them similar chances, identical. That's how he said. But they kept on repeating. Even one of the judges, I heard him say, no, they are going to need more votes to win a regional seat. I don't know where that comes from. I still want one of the lawyers to raise it here so that maybe I should understand it, because that was not our aim when we enacted this act. Remember, this act came from the Department of Home Affairs, which means we are the ones who drafted it, put it in front of Parliament and all the political parties to debate, and into the front of the public. And it's not that political parties were homogeneous, they debated. That's why the Portfolio Committee had no less than 20 meetings before it was passed. After that, it went to NCOP. The NCOP, regardless of the fact that National Assembly has already had 20 meetings, they had 8 meetings and still changed things and sent it back to the National Assembly. Then it went to the President, who was pressurized to sign as quick as possible. He refused. I remember they used to send me that we are running short of time for the next election. Please make the President sign. And I used to go there. And his office said, the President saying nobody's going to rush him because he wants to sign something that can meet the constitutional master. And it took as much time as possible. Now, that's why I'm saying it's not true that we're just rushing through because we want to exclude some people. It's absolutely not true.
But even when it comes to the numbers, I know that the Independent Candidates Association, they refer to one Mr. Atkins, and you've responded to say on what basis does he make these calculations? Because now there's also this issue of people are coming up with their own calculations according to your papers. What are your views on that?
Well, firstly, the first thing is that we never believed in this concept of independent candidate associating. They went to court, specifically asked for a right not to associate. The basis of the judgment of the new nation movement was that I want to be an individual. Please, court grants me that right. When the court grants me them, then they turn over and say, no, we are an association. This question was even answered by a member of the DA in the portfolio committee. He said there can't be anything called an association of independence, because independent means one person. I stand alone. What I stand for is what I am alone. If you associate with somebody, then you form a political party. That's the base of political parties or organization, is because people who associate come together. Now, in this case, they went to court specifically to say, I don't want to associate with anybody. I want to do something as an individual. Please allow me. The Constitutional Court allowed them in 2020. Now, come 2023, they say now we are an association. There's something dishonest about that.
All right, Minister Aaron Motsoaledi from the Home Affairs Department, quite passionate, of course, around these issues. You can imagine, because he's been dealing with this matter for years, literally, and now the matter is before the Constitutional Court again. And I must say that the IEC will also have its lawyers making representations, critical for them, of course, when it comes to the preparation of ballots and even the preparation of the election in general come 2024. Dudu.
Thank you very much, Ziyanda Ngcobo, for that report.